This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today in the arena, Dimir, Yorion. Okay, you've probably seen me play the Sky Noodle enough. I get it. Like 80 cards, blinking stuff. How many times are you gonna do this, dude? I got a problem, man. I just need more Sky Noodle in my life, and I'm trying a different color combination. Kind of. You've seen Esper, but have you seen Dimir? The blue-black control Dimir deck. Have you seen it? Because when you go strictly Dimir, you take away a bunch of awesome cards, like Charming Prince, Oath of Kaya, those are out, but you get to add cards that just don't get played much. So we get to play with some different stuff, like Disinformation Campaign, and Atrice, Oracle of Half-Truths, which blinking this with Yorion is pretty awesome. Why am I saying it that way? I am freaking committed to keeping this game entertaining for the next 2 weeks while new cards are being revealed, and when they finally release, everybody gets excited again. But by God, if you are here watching this video today, number one, you're cool. Number two, I'm committed to not letting this get boring, man. I'm on a mission. Anyway, Blinking Atrice is nice. You get cards. Same with Campaign. Campaign combines with Thought Erasure and Sinister Sabotage for a tiny Surveil theme that works its way into the deck. Narset, still freaking good. And we have a lot of ways to hate on those freaking aggro decks with 4 Extinction Event, 4 Ritual of Soot, 4 Heartless Act, because we don't have life gain. The lack of Oath of Kaya and Charming Prince means no life gain in our deck, so we have to get them dead. We can't let the evil red cards touch us. Anyway, Omen of the Sea. One mascot card. Fipplethib the Lost, another blinkable asset that you don't want that much. And 2 Ugins to solve problems that Dimir usually can't solve by blowing up permanents that are enchantments or even artifacts like Great Henge, if they are 1 or more colors. Also, kind of a finisher. Ugin the Ineffable just sort of hanging out. Why not play the bigger Ugin? Because I really don't often get to 8 mana and have nothing better to do than sweep their board. I usually sweep their board for 4 mana, and then by the time I'm at 8 mana, I'm just value training the game out of control. And stopping to sweep the board is not really important. The mana base. Absurd amount of lands. 38. Don't miss a land drop, guys. You'll die. 2 Blast Zones. All right. If you want to experiment with if you find you're flooding a lot, think about the Blast Zones, because these are the last 2 lands that I added. All right. If you are drawing the Blast Zone where you really wanted a spell and you feel like it's costing you games, go ahead and take out the Blast Zones and put in some more spells. But I think it's a good discipline move to have a ton of lands, some of which have utility, because yeah, if you miss a land drop with this deck before the first 5, you will die. So, let's dive in. Let this nonsense begin. If you're coming at me with creatures, I got answers. If they come at me with things that are not creatures, well, game might get lame. A mountain. Of course. I might play the castle next turn to slow roll that I even have double black. 6. They get no trigger. But that's their whole turn anyway. Let's get this played. Those cards are good. Those cards are sweet. I like this. Yep, hiding that I have double black in case they decide, alright, I'm going to play a 1/1 and something else, and I'm not even going to play around rituals, so it's going to be great. Still no trigger on the robber, because the opponent attacked without playing something, which makes me think possibly that they have nothing. Oh, I see. You're trying to sneak out an Annex. Denied. We do not have life gain. We need to protect our life total pretty aggressively. So you're likely going to see me fire off a Heartless Act and just try to avoid taking damage. Okay, we're going to Extinction Event that, which first means I'm going to blow up the Robber so they don't get a 1/1. No Mountain and 1/1 follow-up. 5 spells in hand. Yeah, these cards are good. These cards are freaking sweet, but how are we going to deploy them without taking damage is the big question. Here comes the 4/3. Another land drop hit. Another creature denied. You're going to see me save the Fable Passage because it holds priority, so the opponent doesn't know if we have something or not. At least makes them wonder. We've got a Scorch Spitta. Another passage. Here, I'm taking a little spitter damage, but I think I'll just have to live with that. We might draw into something. Well, we drew into something. So I could cycle this for a random card, or I could buy a Yorion, which is better than a random card typically. And let's see if the opponent is able to build up a board here, or if our Yorion value is going to go way over the top. It's possible I should have just played the Yorion last turn and not the campaign, but we need to get through all these cards in our opponent's hand somehow. Heartless Act off the top. Sky Noodle. Behold the power of ramen. Yorion! Is that like a good anime voice thing? I'm new to this. Get me the Ugin, baby. That's some power. That can help us. And a Sinister Sabotage, yes. And the opponent drops another Claim the Firstborn. Mono red Claim the Firstborn. It's gonna have problems against me. My deck does not care. Let's try that again. Yorion! Should I do it every time? Am I just... Is that the anime... Is that the anime effect? Is that what we do from now on to keep Yorion fun and interesting? Alright. Do it again. Oh, the double Yorion trick is amazing. Not gonna lie. Didn't know it for a while. Learned it from Gabriel Nassif, Yellow Hat. Yes, I too watch other streamers that I consider to be extremely talented for inspiration. First Embercleave down. We do not need 2 of these. Rimrock Knight. Sure. Don't need to counter that. Opponent just hanging out. Just getting their deck torn to little bitty pieces. Narth. Like, all these cards are good. I don't even know. I'll keep an Exile effect. I don't think I need a Narset. It's just too much value at this point. I don't need another one of these. Sure, I'll take another one of those. Like, also kind of absurd. We're not drawing land. Alright. I was going to just Ritualist with these, but to spread out my mana, I'm just going to do it now. This red deck isn't conceding, man. Like how are they so strong? How? Makes no sense, man. Ogre Battle Driver. I see. You want to play with a new card. If I take it away, will you submit? I've taken your new card. It is gone. I would play this again. Land off the top. Yes. Yes. Now you have perished. We will top deck a land. And then we will top deck another land. And then our hand will be amazing, and we will not go quietly into the night. Looking for Magikarps? Told ya. Fibbles! But I really need to cast the Thought Erasure, and then I'm probably not playing the Fipple Fib. Let's go for something else. We need to draw removal spells so we don't get run out of the game before we hit land drop 4. That's a good one. That Steamkin can get out of hand. Being on the draw's hard. Hard work. You think this person's just like, #1 Mythic, mono red, today. I got some bad news for you, man. Over my dead body, you will never, ever Mythic with mono red. Now, unfortunately, we're going to lose that Watery Grave, so we need to get lucky and top deck 2 lands in a row here for the ritual. Because Robber of the Rich is a garbage card that nobody should ever get to play. Nice top deck. My top deck, not so nice. Alright, let's just try to rip it. Think I'm dead, though. Yep. Did not play 4 lands. That's game. This is why Zendikar is important, guys. Because Zendikar is introducing a whole bunch of lands that you can also play as spells. So my 38 land deck has an actual chance of playing Magic the Gathering. Drawn that last turn, different world, right? So we can name Odd, doesn't do anything. We can play this, opponent gets 2 1/1s. We died. And hopefully games like this don't have to be part of my daily life anymore. Okay, I just lost to the 91st ranked player. I gained 50 points from a win. I just lost 100 points from a loss to the 91st ranked player. That's insane. What are the odds that the number 11 player in Mythic is playing mono red? This hand is terrible against mono red, and it's good against Sultai or anything else, really. Alright. Let the battle begin. Let's see how punished we are for going second. Ah, we did not get Thought Erased. Coming at ya. Getting right into this hand. Fae of Wishes, Cultivate, Nissa who shakes the world. Good cards, all of them. Let's take the Nissa away. Let's not be doing that. List looks familiar. Maybe they saw it on YouTube. I invented Sultai. Don't know if you heard. I didn't. That's a joke. You change 1 or 2 cards in a deck and call it your own. Sometimes that works if the cards were innovative or different. Fae of Wishes is an example of a card not many people actually make wish boards for and play in Best of 1 that I think is pretty indispensable. So I've become known for taking Best of 3 deck and using Fae of Wishes in it. Doesn't mean I invented the deck. Doesn't mean I didn't invent the deck. It's a little bit of both. We have a fan. We're up against a fan. You can tell by their rudeness. Okay, double disinformation campaign. Sky Noodle might be really good here. We'll see. Like, what are they going to fetch with Fae? If they just go fetch Thought Erasure or Thought Distortion, that won't stop the Yorion. They grab Ego. Ooh. Well, if they Ego the Yorion, I can just buy one. So what are they going to take? I'm not sure. I do not like the Ego. I don't put that in my sideboard. This is no student of mine. If you're watching, Vaklam, congrats on getting to Mythic so quickly. I admire you. But, get out. Get out right now. There will be no unmoored egoing in this in this deck. But what do you name? There are 2 disinformation campaigns on the field, and 1 Yorion in exile that you can't take. Alright, you name the Yorion. Cool. Now, this is the test. If I lose after getting egoed, if I actually lose the game after getting egoed, oh no. Oh no. Alright, they slam Fae. They only have 2 cards in hand. We can't knock any out. I'm wondering if I should event this Fae and be done with it before they get it back. But I can probably find like a Heartless Act or something. I think I ignore the Fae. Narset's pretty darn good against them. Thought Erasure. Alright, is there another spell there? I guess we can get back both campaigns, which is brutal. Do you think they have another Ego? That would be something. Double Forest, okay. I'll have those campaigns now. The opponent can get back the Fae. Let's see, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then they have 1 mana left over. If they grab another Ego, I just knock it out of their hand, so that doesn't work. So actually getting back the Fae is not going to go well for them.
You cannot see your folly.
Top-decked Uro. Cool. You got the land out of your hand, so you don't lose it to the campaign. And you have Uro in the graveyard, which you can bring back. They don't know about the event. The last time they saw the hand, the event wasn't there. So if they bring the Uro back here and don't draw a card, I'm going to be feeling pretty good. Nice. Bye-bye, Uro. And you drew no cards. You poor boy. We'll wait for information on the Omen. And we won't activate the Narset. Let's leave that on the field and make the Fae figure out how to kill it.
You could use some training.
You could use some training. So snarky. I love her. Narset, we should hang out. Another land, and it's a good land for the matchup, and another Narset. I'll keep both. So we can play new Narset, or we can play Ugin and kill this. Knocking cards out of the opponent's hand is fun too. I think we'll just replace the Narset. Give me your card. The opponent held it, so it can't be very good. So this, if we don't play this now, it gives them 1 turn to top deck Krasis. And if there's something I know, it's that they always top deck, not a card, but the card that would bother me.
Beyond the veil of reality are lost.
Let's just let this sit. They play Eliminate, right? I think we saw Eliminate. We did. Let's go ahead and tick.
Meditate and prepare.
Nice. Nice one. Nice tick. Should have just waited to scry with an Omen. That was impatient on my part.
This is overwhelming.
But if they'd drawn an Eliminate. Yeah. Alright. Yorion. It's you and me. You know it's my destiny. Yorion! I can't decide which I like more.
Train every day.
Vote in the comments.
No one is more prepared than me.
Grazer out of there. They wanted it in the graveyard in case they find Uro. They're playing... I think they're playing well, except they've got one weakness. Bad sideboard cards. Casualties of War off the top. No frickin' way, bro. Oh my gosh, one more turn and I was gonna wreck you. Ugh. No way. Come on. It's okay. I think our opponent just drew the best possible card and we're still very much in control, so. Can I play you and protect you? Not quite. The opponent could rip... Well, we can't counter a Krasis anyway. Nissa would be annoying. Let's go for it. Their top decks are going to be good. We have to work on closing the game. We can't outvalue them forever. You've got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me! Alright, it's not that bad. We get to pick apart their hand, and we get to blow up the Krasis with the Ritual of Soot. But, okay, it's like the opponent is definitely fired up their worst case scenario powers. Another Ugin, we should keep that. Another Ritual, maybe we should keep that. It sure is looking good right here, isn't it? But I don't know. I think I should dig for more sabotages. I need to counter the important cards for the rest of the game. Alright, 4 mana is going to be the Ritual of Soot. 3 mana is going to be the Disinformation Campaign. 2 mana is going to be the Thought Erasure. Alright. Opponent takes it. Soot 'em. Free land. Hype. Alright. Do I campaign erasure them, or do I erasure them and hold up a sabotage? If they have 3 relevant spells, I get punished for that line. I think I campaign them, but things could go wrong. I'm scared. Extinction event down. Casualties down. Ooh, but they still have a castle, which is another card I didn't put in my version of the deck. That castle is going to be annoying. But it is super mana intensive. If we can keep them off Nissa, then we should be able... Like, the 5 mana a turn tax is a lot. It's a lot. Oh no, what did you draw? Cycling land. And what else? Is it Uro? It is a discardable card. Let's see what it is. Start with the Ugin though.
Truth lies beyond vision.
Would you like to scry in response? Nay. So this is our counter. I don't think I want to be drawing with a castle anytime soon. Alright, the lands are coming. They didn't cast the Eliminate because they would rather scry. I like it. Smart. Smarty pants. Nice. Let the spiritual beatdown commence. Two to the bottom. Top deck is Cultivate. Do we sabotage it? Mana's a thing. Nissa is a card that we can counter, but Hydroid Krasis is not. Uro is a card we can counter. Yeah, we let the Cultivate be. How many basics you got? 2 more. Go, Ugin, go. Though I wish you had an ultimate. I kind of wish you were a Liliana right now. Or I wish I had 1 Ugin, 1 Liliana. That would be nice. We can definitely feel free to scry with the Omens now because the Yorions are gone. The opponent keeps 1 to the top. Is it a Krasis? It's always a Krasis. I might Ugin minus on the Krasis and not counter it. Save this for something else. We've got to stop their best threats. We probably end up decking this opponent the way that things are going, quite honestly. Alright, we got some goodies. That's a goodie. And we know about the campaign. No, we'll just campaign into the Atrice. I was like, knowing about the campaign, maybe we can pick it up easy. Have a campaign. Which card do you like? Not the island. Good choice. I've seen a number of extinction events. The opponent probably still has more, but having seen 2 already, maybe they won't have it right away. 2 lands or this card that is not a land. We'll take that. Pew pew!
Bathe in ghost fire.
By the way, slow rolling the castle because of Casualties of War. That's why it is still in my hand. Also, don't really want to pay that much life for cards. Eventually that gets used against us. The opponent probably has to be the one to do lethal to us, since they have a smaller deck than we do. Alright, we're probably going to get into a moment of the 3 levels. Level 1. The opponent plays a card and we counter it. Level 2, the opponent plays a bait spell, we counter it so they can play the second spell they really want to resolve, and we shouldn't counter it. Level 3, they play the card that they love the most first, thinking that there's something worse coming behind it, so we don't counter it. Which level is this opponent? We know they quick random Mythic, we know they're playing Sultai. We think they're a fan. So, what do they do? I think they've got another good spell behind this. It might be another Casualties of War, which would be pretty bad, but actually wouldn't be devastating. I'm going to counter the Nissa. Blast Zone. What's that good against in their deck? Nothing, I think. I can't think of anything too effective. We also get these disinformation campaigns off the field in case they slipped an Ugin into their deck. Ugin wouldn't even be, like 8 mana Ugin wouldn't be particularly good here anyway because of the colorless cards. Here's Uro. Lots of graveyard fuel. But all even cards for us, and they know about Extinction Event, so if they play Uro, it just gets exiled. So it depends how much they want this card, and is it better than doing nothing? And remember, they're going to lose the cards, potentially anyway, to the campaigns. Alright, Event, there you go. Look at this hand. And now I have an Omen to play. Thank you, opponent. I do enjoy a good Omen of the Sea. Is Thought Erasure good? Not particularly, but we can save it for later. And actually, Ritual of Soot does kill Krasis. And the Nissa lands. If I just start stockpiling these, I probably can't lose. I just also have to watch the size of the deck. Because we are catching up to the opponent quickly, and every time we plus Ugin, it's another card. And every time we play these cards, it's another card and another card. So I have to be a little mindful. Ooh, they had a second Fae and we got it. Okay. So what do we want to discard? We have enough land. I still don't think I ever even want to use the castle. So these lands can go. We hang on to Thought Erasure because the opponent will probably play a Krasis eventually. And then we need to attack their hand immediately after they do. Here's Uro. Part of me wants to Heartless Act this Uro and make them play it again, just so that they're going through their deck and graveyard more. But I think playing the event is better. Crisis. Let's go. Do it. It'll be fun. We can get rid of those 3 cards. Easy peasy. Now, do we have the mana to do it all is the question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 mana. So, Thought Erasure campaign, that's 5. 9. And still have Sinister Sabotage available and kill the Krasis with the Ugin. Sure. Sounds fun. Hit your hand. And hit your hand. Don't need more of these right now, but I also don't want to thin my deck too much. 30 to 22. The opponent's going to have to draw cards to keep up with us, but I still have to be mindful. Have to be mindful that this match could be a decking match. Oh, we're in the part of the game where the castle happens on the upkeep. So what are the counters for? Anything that would get rid of the Ugin, probably, so that this thing keeps pressure on the opponent. I guess we have a backup. Definitely Nissa. Like, Nissa is enemy number 1. Now, if the opponent stopped drawing through their deck, what would eventually happen? So I could let them animate a land and Heartless Act it, and then... yeah, none of that's very good. Let's just say no to Nissa.
The fabric of the multiverse obeys me.
And on we go. Okay, they did slide a massive Ugin the Spirit Dragon into the deck. Keep it coming. We don't have that many counters, though. Where are we at counters-wise? 1, 2, 3. 1 left. Let's Omen up. Try to find it. Narset's pretty good. Just having on the battlefield. Although, I guess I have to be careful. I have to be careful. I almost need the opponent to draw cards if I'm going to deck them. But this might let Ugin finish the game.
Truth lies beyond vision.
I know 88 ways to defeat you. Pick one.
Yep, try to lock them down. 1 spell a turn. They get to scry their deck to pieces. But how are they going to stop the 2-2 beatdown? That's the question. Another Ugin. Wow. Alright. I guess that doesn't deal with most of the things, though. Like, we can attack this pretty well. Should we dig for a counter spell? It can -3, and it's probably going to get rid of the Omen anyway. Let's have a look at what we can find. Atrice, that's a good attacker that can follow up here. Our own castle is pretty good. Honestly, both of these cards are worth having. And if the Ugin minuses, then we just kill it.
Perfection is a journey, not a destination.
Alright, Ugin wants to shoot these things.
I will destroy if I must.  'Cause I must. 'Cause I must. 'Cause I must. 'Cause I must. 'Cause I must. 'Cause I must. 'Cause I must. 'Cause I must. 'Cause I must. 'Cause I must. 'Cause I must. 'Cause I must. 'Cause I must. 'Cause I must. 'Cause I must. 'Cause I must. 'Cause I must. 'Cause I must. 'Cause I must. 'Cause I must. 'Cause I must. 'Cause I must. 'Cause I must. 'Cause I must. 'Cause I must. 'Cause I must. 'Cause I must. 'Cause I must. 'Cause I must. 'Cause I must. 'Cause I must. 'Cause I must. 'Cause I must. 'Cause I must. 'Cause I must. 'Cause I must. 'Cause I must. 'Cause I must. 'Cause I must. 'Cause I must. 'Cause I must. 'Cause I must.
Do we wait to get deeper? I think we play it. So this is 4 a turn, Ugin gains 2 a turn. Over time, Ugin will go down. Plus the Atrice has to be dealt with, 27, 18. So 3 more cards off the top isn't ideal, but another body does shift the clock quite a bit on the Ugin. And who knows, we might find that Sinister Sabotage. Fibblethib! Hi. If the Ugin ever down ticks, it's in deep trouble.
Ether itself serves me.
There's the Sabotage, by the way. We did find it. Any card that's not a Krasis here, and we get rid of the Ugin, and we're back in a lot of control. I guess Krasis here doesn't necessarily ruin us either. It's just a big body. We can minus our Ugin to get rid of it. Alright, 7 on the board. Land off the top for the opponent. Let's scry it up. Where are the good cards at? We don't need that right now. Those can go to the bottom. They can wait for another Uro, which at this point I almost want the opponent to play more Uros. Another Narset is nice. Goodbye, Ugin. Killed by your own spirit friends and a Fibblethib the Lost. 17, 18. This is going to take us to 17 when we plus this Ugin. But we're still in the lead as long as we don't draw another extra card.
Secrets manifest.
And it's also a 2-turn clock. 9 damage, 9 damage. The problem is with this Sinister Sabotage here, we have to change the clock if we Heartless Act this. It's possible we should have played the other Ugin and plussed it. It's possible. But at this point, I could even ignore Casualties of War because I have a backup Ugin. So, yeah. I still think we're okay. Fae of Wishes, if they run the 3rd one, is something that scares me. 2 is a pretty solid number. This player seems to like 2. We see 2 Castle Vantress, which, I mean, it's there. It is trying to do work. It's going for it. Uh-huh. Right into the Narset, right? Just a mana check. Just a heat check. So they want to leave up a castle activation, is what this is telling me. There it is. No cards though, but some life, which messes up the clock. Grr. I guess hitting a land drop's one of the better things we can do, but nah, let's dig deeper. Dead. Dead, dead, dead. Your Krasis now is dead.
Your past is unwritten.
So take 9. How many more tools you got? You've scryed up your whole frickin' deck. All the Krasis is gone. There's still Uro, I think. But Uro is pretty covered. Nothing? You're gonna hold a card? Is that to get me to play the campaign? Possibly. Atrice, pretty aggressive, but does make us lose the mill battle, which maybe I should give up on from this position. Especially since I have an Ugin, but now they're at 15. No, I'm at 15. I'm just going to say go. I want to win. I want to be able to win the mill battle or win the damage battle. I only have one more counter, so if they get if they go board wipe, I'm not going to win that battle. But I don't think they can beat me after that. I just don't think they have the cards in their deck to deal me lethal. So I'd win the mill battle. This way I win both ways. Whereas if I plus my Ugin and keep digging into the deck with Disinformation Campaign and Narset, I may mill out first. The opponent could get a combination of cards that I can't beat. It's totally possible. The Fae of Wishes. I think I'm supposed to get... Yeah, I'm supposed to counter that. Could be too good. We've got a good gamer. We've got a good gamer. Do they mean it? Is it real? And back to 99. Looking for Magikarps? Revenge. How is Mono Red always on the play, though? How are they always on the play? In a Mono Red mirror, who's on the play? More importantly, who's actually on the draw in a Mono Red mirror? I want to know. Never played one. Well, we're going to get to 4 lands this game, so you better be ready. You better be ready. So this game, ooh, actually, I was gonna say I wasn't going to kill this and save this for an Annex, but now Annex ain't so bad. We'll see how bad Annex is. If they go land Embercleave next turn, I guess it's really bad. So do we play the campaign? Do we take an extra 2? I don't think so. I don't think it's worth it. Let's keep some stops on. The opponent can't tell we have nothing. Oh yeah, you play those odds. You play those odds. Yes. Come at me, bro. I mean, it's gonna hurt, and we don't have life gain. The closest thing we have to life gain are counter spells. That's what we have to draw into. No light up the stage. You'd love to see that. Opponent with us. The signs are screaming shock. So if the opponent actually responded here, they could have had a 1/1. But they chose to hang on to the shock. Like, they could have shocked their own creature with the Annex on the field to make a token. Alright, Bone Crushers. Boom. Go away. Too strong. Can't have it. Torbrand can't have that either. Okay, we need a land off the top. Let's go. Law of deck thinning means when we sacrifice this and fetch, we always top deck a land. So do we do it? I'm not gonna do it. Oh! Alright, what's the play? I think we play 5 mana Yorion with nothing, but we could play Fibblethib and Campaign and just leave them on no cards in hand. We might even draw a Heartless Act. Let's scry for it. Give ourselves a chance. Untapped land. Ooh, we got a Bone Crusher Giant. That's pretty good. Fibblethib, you're gonna take one for the team. Step up, brother. Do something, kiddo. Narset. The top card. Maybe it's an Embercleave. If they pass, it's an Embercleave. It's an Embercleave.
I know more than you would learn. That
Get
I
'em.
can create or destroy.
See ya, Magikarps. I'll take that rank from you. Wait, what rank were they? 70. Okay. Really? Really? We're making this a best of 3? A best of 3 Magic stream now? With Magikarp? Magikarp who? This hand is not great against mono red, but it's on the play. Yeah, maybe the campaigns will draw some good stuff. If they have, for whatever reason, an awkward hand, I'm sure they won't, but if they did, maybe some Thought Erasure campaign stuff can really mess with them. Spits. Wow, that's a lot of Thought Erasing. Mess up their curve. They have infinite 2-drops. I can't mess up their curve. Oh my goodness, look at this hand. This hand is messed up. Alright, the card I can't really handle is the Annex, but it's also the most expensive and I can erase it next turn, so... Do I let them have a Steamkin? No way, right? They're not going to play the Steamkin, are they? If they play it, I'll Heartless Act them next turn and not play the Thought Erasure, but then they play the Annex. Like, all of this is bad. All of this is bad. 2 points a turn from these robbers is super frustrating. They're definitely going to steal cards. In a way, I want them to play creatures with Summoning Sickness to give me an opportunity, whereas these are like 2 points each. No matter what. Yeah, maybe I do take the haste creatures. I definitely don't want them to have the Annex. Like, alright. Okay, we're going to be naming even with that sucker. Although I kept on top, the opponent's going to rob me. They didn't rob me. Okay. So now we kind of want them to send out their hand. So do I shock here to play a campaign and try to find another land drop? Thought Erasure lets me look at my top card too, but Robber of the Rich is going to take it. So the Bone Crusher Giant is something I often end up taking, but I hate Robber of the Rich so much I'm just going to take that. I'm going to keep this land. Robber's going to rob it, probably. Yeah. Alright, cross your fingers. We're going to have another game here that's probably going to come down to can he top a land? Or did Robber take the only good card from him? Alright. Garbage. Let's dig for it. Fun. Are they going to play Narset against me? Oh no. Oh no! They topped the Embercleave! I can't draw a frickin' land in my deck, but they can draw Embercleave. Ah! Curse you, Magikarps! Curse you! Fine, fine. I will play a best of 7 with Mono Red. They are on the nice rank, though. They're on 69. They are actually on 69. We must... Either way, we're knocking them off. Either way, they are going down. Alright, double blue for Narset is necessary. Turn 1 creature. Unbelievable. Usually they just slam the Runaway Steamkin here, but not this time. And no robber either. Okay, they you know, they're getting crafty. They slow rolled it. They want this one. All right, Narset, help me out. Do not whiff. Do not whiff.
Mind and body should move with thoughtfulness
Thank you.
before action.
That was close. And Ugin isn't exactly the pull of a lifetime. Robber of the Rich doing the most, it's super annoying thing that it does. Down goes Narset to 1, but if they leave Narset on the field, then the Yorion gets in the way. Yeah, I think we just need to make plays every single turn. Make plays every turn and try to kill them. Annex is here, so unfortunately now we needed another extinction event. Narset's going to try to find it if she lives, but the opponent might just have Embercleave. But they missed a... Did they miss a land drop this turn? I feel like there was one. Double Annex. Okay, they're going wide. Going wide. Ritual of Soot, please. One time.
I have just the trick for this.
I'll have to settle for this. I can even to take out the tokens. Or I can play the Ugin and take out the Annex.
My presence alone will guide you.
Which I think is the right play.
Be gone.
The opponent needs another land. Also, all their 1/1s aren't that... Like, they can get... Okay, now they have the castle. Freaking hacker. How dare you. So what is this, 10 damage? Down to 4? Alright, well we get to wipe them all, but we're at 4. We have to find counter magic. Counter magic is the closest thing to life gain our deck has. 4 mana is spoken for. It's kind of... We're getting another card deeper if we plus the Ugin here and then exile it, but I think the 2/2 is worth having on the field.
Keep an open
Thought
mind.
Erasure. Okay, we can play that.
Fabric of the multiverse.
Okay.
Obeys me.
They scooped!
Yes! Hey! Yorion!
And we are back for the post-game wrap-up, and my god! The format is dead. Dead with a capital D. Nobody's playing it. It's me, one other dude playing a Sultai list, probably a fan, and one other evil, ridiculously disgusting individual spamming mono red in top 100 Mythic, and just got paired against that person I think 5 times. So yeah, gonna have to figure out a way to spice up the content for the next few days. Okay, I'll come back to that in a second. But this deck is fun. It definitely has an interesting matchup that is very polarized one way or another. It's sweep or die against red and green, and everything else is an extremely interesting matchup, at least for me, because you end up seeing a lot of cards and making a lot of meaningful decisions. So if you need something to play that you want to tax your brain, you can do it. I also had Fae of Wishes in this deck. I cut Fae of Wishes and the Wish board because, quite honestly, it was making me feel like every deck was kind of the same, since I do a lot of Fae of Wishes stuff. If you enjoy that, you can build a wish board and give yourself more versatility and options out of the sideboard. Ways to gain life and hate the graveyard, remove artifacts, etc. That this deck can't usually do. But I like this deck. It makes me happy to play it, and that's really what you need in the final days of this format. Play the cards that you enjoy. For me, getting Disinformation Campaign out and casting it a bunch more times has been a pleasure, so enjoy that. Okay, that brings me to the other thing. CGB, when are you going to make videos about the new cards? I will make videos about the new cards when I can put them in my decks. And that's a content choice. There are plenty of other content creators making videos where it's like, look at this new card. Let's talk about this new card for YouTube. And I think that's really great. I like those videos, but I don't want to make them myself. I like gameplay. Like that I think is where I excel. Whereas I don't think you might want to hear my voice reading you the new cards, and that's fine. But I don't think you need my voice to read you the new cards. There are lots of other people who can do it. So gameplay, that's what I'm about. You come here, you get gameplay. I've tried those kinds of videos. Didn't enjoy making them as much. I like the battle. I like being in the thick of it, fighting the evil that is mono red and making sure that me, not they, hold down rank 69. Anyway, but if you want to hear my opinion of new cards, there are ways to do that. I don't strictly keep it to myself until they're released. You can definitely find my take on new cards in two different ways. Number one is Twitch. Almost every Twitch stream, I talk about new cards right now. My viewers send me the cards that they want me to talk about. I say a few words about them. So that is one. The crafting guide is a video I also make. It's going to come out right before the set releases. So that will probably be the one time you'll get a video of me talking about all the cards. Might be here, might be on the other channel, not sure. And then the other thing is today's shout out. The Arena Craft Podcast. Did you know I'm on a podcast with Arjuna, my buddy? And he makes the Arena Craft Podcast, and he brought me along to join as a permanent co-host. So I am on all these shows. It's a weekly podcast focused on Magic Arena. So we don't do that paper boomer talk about other formats that you're not playing on Arena. Lots of people do that. We focus on things you can play on Arena. It's available to download on all the podcast things. Our next show, I'm sure, is going to be diving deep, really deep into the new cards, and I'm recording it in just a few hours. So by the time you watch this video, it might already be released. Usually it'll probably take another day. But Monday, Tuesday is when the episodes typically come out, and we have a YouTube channel. So you can subscribe on YouTube and listen to the podcast on YouTube. There's also occasional gameplay videos. You see that I put a historic Jeskai Feather over here. Arjuna put up a Teamer Adventures gameplay. But you can listen to the podcast right here on YouTube. So go subscribe, join the 1.35 thousand subscribers for the Arena Craft Podcast, and you'll get to hear my thoughts all about rotation and all about new cards in Zendikar. And if that's what you're in for, we got a show for you. We do it every week. We love doing it. We think you'll love it too. All right. That said, we've come to the end. So sad. Like, subscribe. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.